What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for our predicted lineup. Manchester United away, 12:30 kickoff tomorrow. And let's get into the team news before we get into our lineup. So what we got, Sim? Host of injuries.
Host of injuries, but positive news. Van de Ven, he's back and available for this weekend. So that's really good. Romero obviously went off a half time against Man United, but he's back and available. Jed Spence, he says, is touch and go, surprisingly, considering he picked up a calf injury in the previous game. So everyone was expecting a longer term, but he said touch and go. So maybe he'll be back for the weekend. We'll have to wait and see. But other than that, yeah, long-term injuries to Danso, Bentancur, Bergval, Richarlison, Davis, Kudus, Kulusevski, Maddison. Porro obviously should be back before the end of the month, hopefully.
Yeah, so, I mean, in terms of formation, are we thinking 3-4-3 again tomorrow?
I think so. I think it was quite telling listening to Frank's press conference. It was actually within an answer. He was asked about Brennan Johnson, whether, in hindsight, they regret selling him. And he said, well, if you consider if we play 4-3-3, we actually have 5 options for the front three. And so I think that was quite a telling answer, I think, in terms of where his head's at. Does that mean 3-4-3 is going to be the more dominant formation now? Is that going to be our setup? Obviously, in the last game, we started 3-4-3. We changed it at halftime. We looked a lot better. So you could say, do we change it back? But clearly, by that answer, that tells me that Frank's thinking about maybe 3-4-3 as our main formation between now and the end of the season.
Yeah, I don't have too many problems with that, to be honest. I think 3-4-3. I think we've looked better in 3-4-3, albeit a very bad first half against Manchester City. But if you look at overall, I do think things have looked a bit better since we have gone to 3-4-3. But look, let's get into the predicted lineup. In goal, obviously, Vicario. Kinski's still here.
He is.
But he's still going to remain on the bench.
Yeah, I believe so. Look, at this point, you have to say if Kinski hasn't got an opportunity yet, he's probably not going to get one. So Vicario keeps his place. Even in the last game, I know he made a brilliant save from Cherki for the first goal after a 2-0, but I didn't think he did great for the opening goal, to be honest. So look, there's big question marks about him, rumours about Inter Milan and stuff. So is he a bit unsettled at the moment? We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, he has to be our starting keeper right now.
Yeah. So obviously the two come back into the back line in Cuti Romero and Mickey van de Ven. So left-sided centre-back Mickey van de Ven. In the centre, I'm guessing Cuti Romero. And then right centre-back, I guess it's a toss-up between Dragoshin and João Palhinha. Which way do we go?
Personally, I would go Palhinha. I think he's looked better there. I think he's actually probably better on the ball than Dragoshin. Obviously, Dragoshin came into the team against City, definitely took a while to get into the game, had a horrible first half, but actually did improve second half. So, you have to give him a bit of credit there. If I was Dragoshin, I'd be disappointed if I'm not picked. I also think on the right side, there's a case to be said. He might look better there. He doesn't have to use his left foot as much. So I think he might go for Dragoshin, but I would go for Palhinha personally. I think Palhinha's looked better there. He had a brilliant game against City as well. Actually, you know what? I think he's going to go Palhinha. I think Dragoshin just has to get his place in the team, and he doesn't get given the minutes, unfortunately.
He had a very good second half, Dragoshin. So is that not
enough? So did Palhinha.
Yeah, so did Palhinha, but Dragoshin is the natural right centre-back.
I know, but I actually think in a back three right now, especially with on the ball, I think Palhinha's got his problems on the ball, but I think he's better than Dragoshin. He's a lot better than Dragoshin.
It's true, he is. I'm very conflicted which way this is going to go. I think I would prefer to see Palhinha there. I'm just really enjoying Palhinha's performances there, to be honest, over the last couple of games. But how's Dragoshin ever going to get up to speed if we don't give him the minutes in games? And
I agree, but I would also add, I think he wants to start Palhinha, and I don't think he's going to start him in midfield because I think we got other options there. But I don't think he's going to want to go to Old Trafford without him in the lineup. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think he probably plays. It's a good in between. I think he probably plays him there.
All right, look, let's go João Palhinha. I'm happy to do that.
Unless you think he might start him in midfield.
No, I
If
don't, to
not,
be
I think
honest.
he.
No, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. I think
yeah,
he's going to go centre
yeah.
back. All right, we'll go João Palhinha, Cuti Romero, Mickey van der Ven across the back three. In terms of wing backs, so we know
Mm,
Destiny Adogi is going to play at left wing back, right?
yeah, gonna have to play. Got no other option really, and he's had a week in between games, so hopefully, in terms of the risk of injury, should be minimal.
So the right wing back situation is just a case of, do we think Jed Spence is going to be ready? Obviously, we don't know because we're not inside the four walls at Hotspur Way, but he does say Spence is touch and go. Is he going to risk Spence, or is Archie Gray going to come in?
History suggests it's going to be Gray because every time he said a player is touch and go, he's in the last two games. He said Van der Ven was touch and go for the City game, he didn't make it, and he said Paulinho was touch and go for I think it was the West Ham Burnley game. He said he was touch and go for the Burnley game, and he didn't make that. So I think they've been erring on the side of caution. So probably that happens again, but maybe Spence on the bench if need be. Hopefully, crossing your fingers.
The thing is,
Um,
with Archie Gray, Tim, I feel like if Gray's going to play at fullback, it kind of needs to be in a back four. I don't think he's equipped to play at wing back.
I agree, but I think he is going to go 3-4-3. And look, to be fair, you would argue maybe Spence is quite robust as well. So if there's a chance he's available, maybe there's not much risk of him getting re-injured. But I don't know. I think if I was to hazard a guess, I probably think he goes Gray again at wing back and goes Spence on the bench if he doesn't make it. But I agree. I think I would prefer to see us go back four, to be honest. But just by what he's saying, it seems like in his mind, back three is where his head's at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, trying to read between the lines a little bit, but I think we've got the players to do the four at the back. And if Spence isn't going to play, I think it just makes so much more sense to go four at the back. And I think he'll feel that way as well. But could he throw a curveball and go with like one of like Odebear or Tell or someone like that as a wing back?
He could. He could. I mean, thinking about who we have available in the front three. Um, we could play one of them and still have a front three, couldn't we? So I guess it's possible. I think Gray. Look, obviously, Gray had a good game, so I think he's going to want to in the end anyway. So I think he will want to
Yeah, but
start
not
him.
in the
But
back three. He didn't have a good game in
yeah,
the
I
back
know. I
three.
understand that he was much better when we moved to a back four. But maybe with some training, maybe he'll feel like he'll be okay. I feel like he's going to go Gray again on the wing back.
I got a feeling we're going to push Spence to be ready for this game, and obviously,
I mean, I
think
hope so.
I think Spence is going to start. I've just got a feeling.
All right, so let's put Spence in. Let's hope he's fit.
So Jed Spence at right wing back. In terms of the midfield now, so I think one player who's definitely going to start is Conor Gallagher. I think we can put him in. So Conor Gallagher goes in the midfield here. It's just about who partners him. Is it going to be Sarr? Is it going to be Bissouma? Obviously, we know Bissouma's been left out the Champions League squad, but he has kind of persisted with him over the last couple of games, albeit a really poor performance last time out against Manchester City. I got a feeling it's going to be Gallagher and Sarr in the middle of the park.
I think it should be because I think Sarr came on and did really well. So I think he deserves a start. And I think I was really impressed with him. Bissouma, also, it could be Gray as well if we're thinking Spencer's a right back. We could be thinking Gray in the middle. But I think the dynamic between Sarr and Gallagher, just the amount of kind of ground they both covered, I think it makes sense. So yeah, Sarr and Gallagher, and hopefully they have a repeat of that second half.
Yeah, so Sarr and Gallagher, two real cool. That's cool dynamic there with Gallagher and Sarr. I feel box to box energy against Manchester United with a Doggy left wing back, Spence right wing back. We know for certain Javi Simmons on the left side of the attack, and hopefully he can carry on his good run of form.
Definitely, and I think the confidence boost playing as well as he did against Man City, hopefully will take that into this game. He's really growing into the Premier League. And yeah, I think Man United should be a team as well. I know they're on an uptick at the moment, but I think he'll fancy his chances in this game.
So that's Simmons. In the middle, obviously, Dom Solanke with Richarlison injured, Muani not really being favoured right now, and Solanke just banging form.
Yeah, 100%. So he's been fantastic, hasn't he? Considering as well, on top of his performances, added the circumstances that he's been through with the injuries, not knowing when he's going to be fit and all this kind of stuff. He's come back and look, maybe as well, you got to say credit to we give him a lot of criticism, but considering Solanke's come back looking as good as he has, you've got to credit some of the medical team with getting him to a level so quickly.
Not every day you hear that.
No, but albeit you have to caveat it in terms of maybe the way they've dealt with his injury. Who knows? That doesn't seem like it's been the best, but the way he's come back and 4 goals in his last 4 games and is looking sharp. Even though he's not 100%, I think fantastic for him. So yeah, Solanke. Big game for him. I think he'll back his chances. I know Maguire's a tough nut to crack, but I think actually, funny enough, Lisandro Martinez could be one to target, especially aerially.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely aerially, that's for sure. And then to make up that attack, I think it's pretty simple. Wilson Odebear comes straight in on that right-hand side. And you're looking at that team, right? Solanke, Javi Simmons, Odebear, Conor Gallagher, Pape Matar. I mean, all players kind of in form right now. Yeah,
players playing well, 100%. Romero, you can put in that category as well, albeit not a great game last game. But
Paulinho too.
Paulinho. So there are obviously, look, our performances have been better in recent weeks, albeit it's usually been for one half, but they definitely have been better than they were the month before then. So definitely players there growing in confidence. I think the team maybe in this formation starting to click a tiny bit more than they were. Still a long way to go, but definitely signs of improvement. But I do think you have to caveat it's improvement within the parameters of how Frank sets us up. I think in terms of as a team looking to challenge where we want to be, we're still way off it. But in terms of improvement from where we were, like in November time, it's definitely improvement on that. Are we looking yet like a team that could challenge the European spots? No. Even within how we're playing now. But we're definitely a lot better than we were, so fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's beyond all realm. I know people are going to say I'm crazy for saying this, but I don't think it's actually on beyond all realms of possibility that we can push for that. Because you look at that, if we win tomorrow, before anyone kicks a ball, we're 11th in the table. So if the results go our way, you know, we stay and can hover around those positions. So, you know, a couple wins behind us and we're shooting right up there.
I think United are right now in 4th, aren't they? How many points behind them do we go if we beat them?
That's a good question.
I think right now, so we're on 29. They're on what, 40?
They're on 41.
41, so they're 12 points ahead of us. So we go 9. It's a long way away, isn't it? 14 games is raining as well. It's not like there's loads of games now. It's still a significant amount, but it's not that much.
I'm not even looking at Champions League. I think Champions League is beyond us. I'm more looking at like the Europa Conference League kind of spaces. But like 5th is Champions League for next season anyway. So that's 40 points. 6th is Europa League, which is 39 points. And then 7th is 36 points. So there's no reason why we can't finish 7th or 8th this season.
I mean, I would say 2 wins in 15 would say otherwise.
Yeah, but I'm saying if things are getting better and things are progressively getting better and we can get a
that's
few
my point. They're
results
getting better,
behind
we're not
us. Yeah, for now. The wins are coming. Don't you worry about that.
Are they? Let me know. Let me know when. Please.
Tomorrow it starts.
Tomorrow. I'll be surprised if it does. To be honest, look, I reckon we actually go there and give them a good game. I think we probably were sitting here in 24 hours' time talking about, you know what, good game. We were unlucky. Good second half. We probably mounted a good comeback, but it wasn't good enough to get the result. That's probably what we're going to be saying in 24 hours' time.
Bournemouth hadn't won in like 11 or 12 games, and suddenly they're 3-4 points behind the European spots. You know, things can change. It doesn't matter, but things can change very quickly. Things can change very quickly.
No, I get that. I understand. No, you're right. Things can change dramatically in football, especially with this league table. But we have to start winning those games.
Yeah, of course.
We've won 2 in 15. So to suggest... Look, there are signs of better performances. Is there signs of a winning run coming? I don't know about that.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just trying to be a bit positive today. I feel in a good mood today. So we'll see what happens.
Is that because I'm not in the studio? You feel better?
Yeah, probably to be honest. But,
you just got a funny feeling.
Score prediction tomorrow?
I'm going to go 3-2 Man United. Spurs to come away with some credit. Better performance again, but not the result.
I've got a funny feeling tomorrow. I think Spurs are going to do the business. I really do.
Do the business?
Yeah, I think we're going to come out.
Well, win.
No, I think we're going to come out of there with a draw. I
Is
think.
that doing the business these days? A draw.
Yeah, look, keep that unbeaten run going against Manchester United, form team in the Premier League right now, 3 wins on the bounce. So I think a draw is probably a good result for Spurs tomorrow.
No, it is a good result, but it's not a win, is it? It's not like look, draws. I'm not saying draws not a good result. I'm just saying it's not like a miracle. You know, it's just like okay, it's a good result, fair, but we need to be winning. I'm like anything at this moment in time. It seems like anything other than like 3 points, like you can't take too much away from it at the moment
Yeah,
in the league anyway.
yeah, but it's just where we're at
Got to
right
take
this.
small win. Look, I get what you're saying. You got to take small wins when you can, and getting the draw against City, the fact that we're 4 unbeaten. Considering where we were, like in terms of where we were playing, the record levels of low XG and all this kind of stuff. Obviously, we're much better than that now, which is good. But we are still 2 wins in 15 in the league, and until that starts to really change, it's hard to take too much positives out of it.
Yeah,
Because we saw with Amorim, they were started the season horribly. Then they went on this little run, didn't they? Won like 3 in a row, and I was like, "Wow, things turning around." But it's only a small little thing. If unless they can keep that up, it's going to go back very quickly, isn't it? So we're not even winning, and we're talking about things turning around. So we need to start winning.
yeah. I think you take a draw from Manchester United. Hopefully you can take from the 2 draws against the Manchester sides. And I think we got a genuinely good chance of beating Newcastle midweek. And then if we beat Newcastle, we got 2 week or a 1.5 week break for the North London derby. Arsenal play 3 times in that space apparently. So fit and ready for the North London derby.
Don't even give yourself hope about winning the North London derby. All right, bloody hell.
I gave it enough to Robbie, Lee, and Ty last night, so we got to win that game.
I would probably risk not winning another game for the rest of the season just to win that game, honestly.
Well, that probably means relegation.
Not if we get enough draws.
All right, look, that is our predicted lineup. We're going for Vicario in goal, Paulinho, Romero, and Mickey van der Ven in a back 3, Spence and Udogie at wing backs, Pape Sarr, Conor Gallagher in the middle, Solanke up top, supported by Javi Simmons and Wilson Odobert. Sim is going for a 3-2 loss. I'm going to go for 2-2 people. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw, snatch and grab from Old Trafford. Sim is going up there tomorrow. I'll be in the studio with Mr. Stelios, so come and tune in around 12:15. Thank you everyone for joining us today. Like, subscribe and comment, and as always, come on you Spurs.
Come on you Spurs.